show you how to trim toenails. So not every dog will actually need to have their toenails trimmed. Some dogs will wear them down naturally, particularly if they're doing a lot of running on the road or on concrete. But with the lifestyle that a lot of our dogs have, particularly you, hey Pipe, they don't trim their toenails naturally, so we need to take on that role. Toenails can actually grow so long that they'll turn around and dig into the pads of the feet. So keeping an eye on the toenails, particularly when you've got a dog with furry feet like Piper and you can't actually see what's going on, it's really important. The toenails themselves have a quick in the centre of them, and if you cut the toenail too short, you'll actually cut into that quick, and that's very painful for the dog, and it will bleed. It will bleed quite a lot. If you do trim toenails at home and you do accidentally trim the quick, don't panic. They're not going to bleed to death from it, but they can make a bit of a mess. So there's a couple of other things you can do at home just to try and stop that bleeding. If you've got a bar of soap, you can push the toenail into the soap, and that will form a little bit of a plug until the toenail bleeding clots and stops. You can even put a bit of a bandage on the foot, and that will just for half an hour or so until the bleeding stops. It's certainly better to prevent the bleeding by being cautious with how we trim them. Dogs who've had their nails cut too short in the past tend to be very reluctant to have their toenails cut in the future. As far as the type of nail trimmers to use, there are a few different types on the market, but I like these ones that look similar to a pair of scissors. The guillotine type ones I think tend to squash the toenails, and I think the dogs find them a little bit more painful. But these ones, they're nice and sharp, they'll cut very quickly, and most dogs will accept that quite well. They come in different sizes, so this size would not be adequate for a Great Dane, and this size would certainly be far too big for a Chihuahua. So you need to suit the size nail trimmers you have to the size dog that you have. So with Piper, she has a collection of some white and some black nails. So we'll be able to see on both of them how far we can trim the toenails. You see on this white one here, see where the pink comes to? That's where you definitely don't want to cut. And you actually want to leave a couple of millimetres the other side of the pink, so, because it is a little bit misleading, and that quick will come down a couple of millimetres further than you expect. So put our nail trimmers on, a couple of millimetres under the quick, and snip. The black nail, as I said, really we just have to guess. So you get a bit of an idea, because she's got the black and the white, where it's going to come from, but the black ones I'll probably be a little bit more cautious of and just take just the tip off. Now if you look on this one, see this now, see how the quick actually comes pretty much right down to the end of the toenail? There's really nothing we could take off that toenail without causing trauma. So that one I would leave alone. Just a bit of trivia, dogs will have 4 toes on their front feet, 4 toes on the back feet, and that most dogs will also have this 5th dew claw up the side. So you just want to check on the side and make sure that you get the dew claw, because that's a common one to miss, particularly in dogs with fluffy feet. They can have dew claws on their back feet as well, but not commonly. So commonly they'll have the dew claw plus 4 other toes on the front. They'll have 4 toes on the back. So we can trim your dew claw. So thank you, Pipey, for being such a good girl to have your toenails done. Always give them a treat after they're finished, because you want to reward them. And some dogs, you know, if they are unhappy about having their nails done, you may need to use a treat in between every single toenail. But there'll be more information on that in our next video on tips and tricks on trimming your dog's or cat's toenails. Thank you.